Hello, welcome to FX Streamer Wizard, the channel that not only talks about strategies but also ways to automate them. Today we're going to talk about 6 different exit strategies, and that's basically my collection. To start with, we're taking a look at the moving average as take profit. Here you can see that at the level of 100 moving average, the price can bounce up again, and therefore we have a very nice take profit target. So if you would have been short here, you could have widened it all down again to this point. And what is really interesting is that if you combine it with candles, you can really increase the likelihood of bounces. Here's another example where it acted as resistance. As you can see, there was a wick forming. The price tried to cross above and close above but couldn't, so it went back down again. So perfect way to exit your trade here. As you can see, this isn't always the case. So sometimes you will get candles that close above directly. So it can get you very good out of trades. That's the main advantage. Combined with reversal candles, you can also decrease the fakeouts. So disadvantage is that it can be really inconsistent and you can get out too early. Next up is the 3 positions, 3 take profit strategy. Here you open up 3 trades and have 3 different targets for each trade. So once one target is hit, like the first take profit, you move the stop loss of all the remaining positions to break even. And then once take profit 2 is hit, you put the stop loss to the take profit 1. And once the last take profit is hit, every position is closed. So here you have everything in text form. Then the advantage is that after first take profit is hit, you risk nothing because everything is at break even, so at open price. And you have multiple exits, so more pips to gain. So using take profits can always cap your upside, in my opinion, because you can't catch these very long trends. So next up is the reversal candle. As you can see on the right, reversal candles look like this, like a hammer and doji. Once you enter the trade, you ride the trend until a candle like this closes, then you exit it. So same thing also for a sell. Here, I consider this as a bullish reversal candle, so I closed the sell trade. Well, actually, the expert advisor closed it for me. So here I went again over it. And then you have the advantages. So one of the advantages is that you can have a very good chance of exiting on top. And if you combine it with support and resistance or moving average, this can be a very good way to exit your trades. So the disadvantage is that you need to know how to read candles. So not everyone can do it for the newbies, but once you know how to do it, you can really trade them this way. And sometimes pullbacks happen. This means that price needs to go a bit down to go up again, and you basically still get trapped in those pullbacks, so you exit a bit too early. So next up is the exit indicator. This can be any indicator, and basically your exit indicator should be fast and keep you long in the trade. Here in the example, I used a moving average of 20, and once the candle closed below the moving average, I would have closed the trade. So you can catch very long trends with it. And I highly recommend that you research one for your own system, because it has to be adapted to your own systems. And the advantage is that you can catch long trends, you can cut your losses, and get out of losing trades quickly, so the stop loss doesn't always get hit, which is good. So the disadvantage is that you can get shakeouts. So you just for shorter trends you don't get the most amount of pips, and oftentimes if you want to exit fast but not fast enough to be out of the trend early, so you have to find the perfect mix. And I think that's one of the biggest disadvantages, because finding the perfect exit indicator isn't simple. So here I use the ATR trailing stop. It's called ATR stop, and as you can see in the pics, I put the stop loss on top of the line, and once a candle closes, moves it to the next level. So this way you can exit once the line gets crossed. And I think it's a very good idea to use trading stops in general, because this way you can catch very long trends and your upsides are not kept. The disadvantages is that if you put your stop loss too tight, your trading stop too tight, you risk to get shaken out early, and finding the right setup isn't easy, because you have to know what you want to risk and how tight you want to have the trading stop. That's a lot of configuration here. There's a very famous author, he's named No Nonsense Forex, and his system is to scale out. So to scale out is to open two positions. One has a take profit and one has no take profit. So after the first position has closed, you put the other to the open price to break even. And then when your exit signal arrives, you should close the remaining position. This can be implemented to all exit strategies, as you can see. And the author, he used ATR value as take profit. That's also very interesting, because ATR is the average true range, so the average candle size of the last 14 candles. So it's very likely that the take profit is getting hit, and once the take profit is hit, you put the other remaining position to break even, so you can ride out or catch long trends, and you're already in profit when the take profit is hit. So to resume, it's really like you have no upside limit. The disadvantage is that also here you sometimes have the problem that it's too tight. So sometimes take profit one is getting hit, and then price reverses back to your open price, and you're just getting you can't profit from the whole trend. And so here we have a bonus. So a client once wanted to implement this. I think it was one of the ideas I really liked. So basically, this strategy means that once a moving average, in this case 20, crosses the open price, you should exit the trade. So let's take, for example, that you entered the trade here on this line. So you have the line here, and once the line crosses the open price here on chart, you should exit the trade. And I think it's pretty cool, because sometimes you exit right at the top, and sometimes you get really good exits through it. I never used it in live trading, but the expert advisor that I bid for him was pretty cool. So here is again, it's very new to me, so I can't make a statement if I would use it in an EA, but I think it looks promising. So if you want to try it out, feel free. Yeah, final words. It's important to say that nobody ever lost money taking a profit. So in markets, you can't predict the top or bottom. So you can never exit with the most amount of pips, or almost never. yeah, of course you can sometimes get the most amount of pips, but it's never certain that you can repeat it. So you have a lot of different other ways to exit trades like Fibonacci and stuff, but the ones I showed you today are different, and I really like them because I partly used some of them in personal projects. And yeah, coming to the end, I hope you like the video. Subscribe and check out my course on how to automate strategies without coding, as well as my Fiverr gigs.